Episode 7 of Into the Badlands. We're coming to the end of this season. 3 or 4 episodes left. It's gonna be a long haul, guys. I'm actually really afraid that I'm gonna miss this show a lot more than I did last season. Oh man, what are we gonna do? Hopefully American Gods can fill that void, even if it's for a little bit. But this episode was pretty good. I did have a few issues I do want to talk about, and a lot of that has to do with the story with Sunny. And in this episode in particular, I think the Sunny side of the story really showed some of the flaws in Daniel Wu as an actor. He didn't sell as many of the points as I really wish he did when it came to him feeling bad for Henry and those kind of things. But I did appreciate what he did, and what he did do was really well done. Some of the things I just thought, he could have tried harder. It just felt a little weak on his delivery for a few things. And that was my main flaw of this. It was a very Baji heavy episode, which is something I really liked. I like that we got a whole story to Baji about what happened to him in the past and his relationship with this girl named Flea that led him to leave the Abbot and those kind of people and the Master. I thought that was really nice. Him and MK in this episode, I really liked their chemistry, the way these two played off each other, the way they hung out, the way they were. It just felt real. It felt like friends, and just meeting each other for the first time, I thought it worked really well. I was really impressed by that aspect of it, I gotta say. MK really surprised me in this episode, being this really incredible guy who just did really good. I was really impressed with everything I saw by MK in this episode, and I really hope we see this MK coming forward, because at the beginning of the season, I thought he was a little slow, not really much going on of his story. This really helped justify MK's story in this whole season, I think, was this episode. Same with Baji. Baji could have just come across as the comical fat guy, but they really gave him a lot in this episode. Both of these characters, MK and Baji, just really came into their own in this episode. And I think that was one of the best parts of it, was just seeing those two play off each other, the way they interact. I really like that angle. So those two, it just was really great. And I really do think we can see it going forward being a really good chemistry with the three of these people. At the beginning of at the end of the last episode, we did see Sunny get hit with this weird punch, and it knocked him out. Something happened to him. We find out that it's this 5-finger death punch thing. I don't know what it's called, I forget. But it affects the brain, the liver, the organs and other shit, and he has this weird dream inside of his head where he sees Vale and he sees his son Henry, and he's trying to figure out if this is the life he can live. And I think that's a really great aspect I really did enjoy from this episode, was seeing that. That being said, inside of it, Daniel Wu's performance just felt kind of flat to me and a little weak at some points. Seeing Henry as a grown kid was kind of freaky too, because he looked a lot like Vale and Sunny if they were mixed into a kid, and I thought that was a really good just casting choice to play Henry. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in Sunny's dream. A lot of weird stuff, and I'm just really blown away by the pigs. The pigs with the weird crosses cut off of them and everything. And you can see Sunny knows this is his future. He can see himself going down this path where he's stuck in between, not knowing if he can, have the life he wants to live, or he's always going to be part of a Clipper. And I really did think we felt that in this episode, especially when Henry finds the sword from Artemis. That was tough. That was a really tough scene, and I did like the way it was handled. I think it was handled with brevity and maturity. I really do think this was a good part of it. Just Daniel Wu inside of it, I don't know. It just felt kind of flat to me. I did appreciate a lot of it, though. A lot of it was great. When at the very end, when Daniel Wu had to fight away all the people he killed, that was a great scene. A lot of creepy stuff going on of Artemis and grabbing hands and choking people and just looking like a really, really horror villain. And I really did appreciate that with her. Really creepy. Artemis was an interesting character because she was a kid. I thought that was a unique thing that we didn't really see, because I didn't know who Sunny really killed before. But she was a kid. That's a really interesting thing, that it was a kid and now he has to deal with that. So that was really cool to see. And I just think going forward, this could play a lot into Sunny's story, how he's going to handle it when he meets Vale and Henry again. So just seeing them together, I really did like and appreciate that. We didn't get a lot with Jade in this episode, and they did kind of tease her at the beginning to be this big part. But what we did see really made sense to me. We see her at the beginning in the tub. That's cool. That's fun. Nice little fun thing there. Can't show any nudity. This is an HBO, guys. Can only show her skin, but not her body parts, not her sexualized. Whatever. The Widow attacked. That's cool. Killed a bunch of Clippers. Killed everyone there pretty much. Jade's fucked pretty much is what's happening. She's got to run away. And who comes in at the very end? None other than Mr. Quinn himself. I like Quinn. I'm a huge fan of Quinn. and seeing him show up in this, siding with the Widow. Now we know who these bad guys are, who's going to be our very big bads this season. It's going to be the Widow, and I always liked the Widow. I thought she's a nice, like, underdog you can just root for, being this hero, but I guess we're kind of make her a villain if she's going to side with Quinn. I like the pairing of the two of them together. I think it's a good back and forth. It makes sense. And now we got Jade fighting against her life, against the Widow and Quinn. It's going to be really fun to see that go down. Again, this episode didn't have a lot going on. A lot of it focused on Sonny, on the farm that he could have with his wife and with his son. But we don't know what's going to happen after that. And there's just so much in this episode that it just felt really boring at times. And I was trying to just hoping the story would pick up and go along. A lot of it was good, though, too. We got this really great scene going back to Baji and MK when they decide after they're like, MK tells him, we need to go back to the monastery. We have to go there and find a way to save Sonny. I lost my mother. I killed my mother. I'm not going to lose another person who's like family to me. So them going back into the monastery to fight the master and all those people and get that stuff was really good. I'm curious as to why Baji took the compass. That really makes me curious. Like, why did he take it? What's his motive with taking the compass and not giving it to MK and Sonny? That's something I would like to see more of that, and it's going to be really interesting to see that part going forward. Are we going to see Baji kind of turn to the dark side, I guess? See something bad go on with Sonny and Baji and their relationship? I don't know. A lot of stuff can happen there, and I'm excited to see where that can go. The fight scene, oh man. Seeing whoever is the stunt double to Nick Frost and whoever is doing his stunt double work, doing those flips, that is incredible. I gotta give that guy credit. I don't know if it's actually Nick Frost. I don't know if they have somebody in a fat suit or something, but that looks incredible. It looks flawless, and it looks like it's Baji doing it, which I really did like. And I like when they're fighting all the people at the dinner table, you see his light on, like, smells good. The guy picks up his plate. That's really funny. Really good comedic timing with Baji again. He's a really compelling character, and I really like what we're getting with him this season, and especially in this episode. It just felt really good. That fight scene, though, I loved it. When Baji tells them, cut the novices because they're not prepared to handle their darkness, and I thought that was great. Fighting all those people, get them on your side, going against each other, that was incredible. You can tell the master has history with Baji. Apparently she's 135. Did he say that right? Did he say 135? Did I hear that right? That's incredible. What's her secret? Magic, that's what it is. So that's cool. It's pretty cool, I gotta say. Again, this episode did not have a lot going on, but what it did have going on was some great story elements, and I really like to see where it's going to go forward. This, to me, was probably the weakest episode we've seen all season. There was some great fighting, great stuff with Baji and MK. I think this was their best episode, but everything else just felt really flat and really boring to me. And I really hope we can get more going on in the next 3 episodes, because that's what I want to see this season be. So that's my review, guys. If you don't like it, that's okay. I understand. Maybe you did like this episode, maybe you didn't. So I'm sorry. You probably heard my cat in the background a couple times of this. I'm in a different location where I'm recording. Yeah, it does suck. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Good luck.